Hey guys, it's Kit Vincent from FranMan, and I want to talk to you today. This will be a part one of 5 series of short videos to help you get started on producing your manual. Now, whether we produce your manual or another company produces your manual or you produce it yourself, it's really important that you understand what the functions of a franchise operating manual are. And so this video, we're going to focus on the first function of that manual. And the reason this is important is because you have to everyone on your team, you have to all agree on what is the function of the manual. Because if you don't all agree on what is the function of the manual, you will not agree on what goes in the manual. So think about it this way. I asked Bob, come to my house tomorrow. We're going to build a birdhouse. And Sally, I want you to come to my house tomorrow, and we're going to have a car wash. Well, when Bob and Sally get to my house in the morning, Sally's going to have a chamois and a bucket, some soap, some sponges, and a hose. And Bob is going to have some lumber and hammer, some screws and things like that. They don't agree on what the project is. They don't understand what goes into the project. They don't agree on what the project is, and they're never going to agree on what goes into that project because one thinks it's for one function and the other thinks it's for another function. The same thing happens when you're building a manual. So this will be part one of 5, and where I'm going to talk about what are the 5 functions of a franchise operations manual. And the first function we're going to talk about today is that the franchise operating manual is the authority document for your system standards. Your franchise agreement, if it's well written, probably makes a lot of references, probably 30 different references to the operations manual, as the system standards for X, the system standards for Y are detailed in the operations manual. These are the rules that a franchisee has to follow if they want to be a member of your club. So your club is XYZ company, and just think about it as that when the little boy builds his tree house, his fort, and the first thing he does is he nails a system standard on the wall, and it says no girls allowed, right? So that is a system standard for that club. Your club, your franchise concept, you've got a lot of system standards, whether it be dress code, whether it be trade dress for the building, whether it be, it could be anything. How you do what you do. How to roll the burrito, how to flip the burger, how to throw a pizza dough. There are all sorts of system standards in a business, no matter what the business is, a franchised business that is. And so the franchise operating manual is the authority document for those system standards. So when you think about when people say, "Hey, your operations manual is nothing but a dust collector," we talked about that on a previous video. It's like, yeah, well, it can be, and for this function, it's okay if it is. You still need to keep your manual up to date. You still need to make sure that all your franchisees have copies of it so that you're not involved in a lawsuit. If you are involved in a lawsuit as a result of the operations manual or anything written in the operations manual, what you want at the end of the day is for all those system standards to be in the manual so that if you are in front of a judge, God forbid, then you can stand behind your manual, use your manual as a shield, so to speak, to deflect all the bullets. Instead of you standing in front of your manual and defending it, you want your manual defending you. So for this function, the authority document for the system standard, keep your manual up to date, get everything in there, and be thorough, and think about what it is you want to require of franchisees. On that same note, as you're deciding what goes in there as a requirement, make sure you can police it. Make sure that you're going to hold everyone accountable to those same standards, because if you do not, then you lose your teeth. It loses its teeth as a document that will defend you. It won't be able to if you're not applying all those standards equally to all the franchisees. All right, that's the first function of the franchise operations manual. The next video I do will be the second function of a franchise operating manual. Until then, if you have any questions, you want to talk more about what are the functions of a manual, this is one of my favorite topics. I can talk about it for hours. So don't hesitate to call us over here at FranMan, 866-FranMan. You can reach me at kit.vincent@friendman.net, and our website is www.friendman.net. Don't forget, at the end, it's nothing but net, baby.